Hello, hi there, gorgeous Cancerians. I do hope that you're all well and welcome to my channel. Most people know me as Bella, the Secret Psychic, and this is your love horoscope for October 2019. So, Cancerians, what is in store for you this month? So, if you watch me for the first time, I'm a psychic reader, so I interpret the information I get from Spirit to help you prepare or to navigate or to maybe change your circumstances in this month. And yours is a bit hit and miss in terms of it feels very, very much like a little bit of an emotional yo-yo ride throughout this month. And what that means, or where that's coming from maybe, is because my guide's saying you've got some interference in your relationship or your potential relationship, or maybe the reason why someone's not coming back to you. There is some outside interference. Now, that doesn't have to be another woman or another man. It can be that, but it can also be your family, their kids, work being the outside influence, your friends, their friends. There is an outside influence, one or multiple people, that is partly responsible for the behaviors of this being yo-yo. Now, I have to also say that this could you behaving like this, but mostly it's showing as the other person. But I have to put that in because it could be that some of you are doing this because of your influence on you. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So so that's the background as to why there's some yo-yoing. But what I see when I've looked at this before I came on, and I looked at week by week, you have 1 week where things are not going well in the connection that you are trying to build, or that you are in, or that you're hoping for, and then it's good, and then it's not good. Like, that's your 4 and a bit weeks of good, not good, good, not good. It's like, and that could be a bit emotionally distressing, because what I get from you guys is you don't know whether you're coming and going. You don't want to be having fights with somebody. You don't want to be having disagreements. You don't want to feel like, oh my God, this is wonderful, it's going my way, only then to have that person go quiet on you. There's a mixture of different things, and I'm going to try to be specific as I can in this general reading, but it does depend on your personal circumstances. So week 1 is a little bit like this. I get that some of you don't think either something's going to be repaired, don't know whether something could work because this person's not living up to your expectations, or you couldn't trust them for some reason. And again, I have to interject that the reason why you think that way is either because you are being influenced by people who are saying to you, oh, well, they're this no good, or they're this or they're that, or they're not good for you, or we don't want you to be with them because of X, Y, and Z, or they are distant from you because of their outside influence, i.e. they're in another relationship now, or they always have been, or their friends and family are saying, oh, well, you guys always, have a rocky relationship, you should just cut it, it shouldn't be a relationship. So right now you're just feeling stuck in like wanting that person, that relationship, but not seeing anything positive coming from it. Is probably the best way to explain that. Then, because there is a desire between you and this other person, that person returns or comes forward, or you don't, you were arguing, now you're not arguing. Second week, you're both working at something. There's promises being made. You're trying to put each other first. It feels like it's got some motion to kind of go somewhere, and you say you're starting to feel positive. You're like, yeah, they're back, or oh, we're not having fights anymore, and they've said sorry, and I've said sorry, and everything that anyone said, or or they said they're leaving their partner, or whatever this is. You're feeling good again. You know what I'm going to say. Third week, something happens. Someone said something. You find out something. So again, you could find out that what they said was true about them leaving their partner. Didn't happen. They're still with their partner. Or you go into the third week feeling happy, and then little birdie comes in and says, oh, well, I saw them on the corner of the street talking to this girl, so they're not really. And then you're like, because of that influence, you then are back into an argument because of the hearsay of somebody else, or vice versa. That person says something to your partner, they accuse you of something, you're back to square one. I have to say, in the third week, you all feel like you just really want to have a break. Like some of you are tired by here, because I think that this is maybe even started a little bit in September. So there's like a continuation. And that is draining, you know, high and then low, high and then low. Like you don't know if you're coming or going. But the reason why my guides are saying it's because of the outside influence. If you remove the outside influence, things are better. So that easier said than done, because I think where it's you that's got the influence, you can do something about that. You can take control and stop listening to that interference. Or if you're the one in a relationship, you can decide if you're seeing two people, to let one of them go, so that you stop creating your own drama. Basically, it's easier if it's with you. If it's with the other person, then it's much more trickier, because then you're reliant, probably while you're in the argument, of them not listening to others, to not let their family interfere, or for them to get rid of somebody. It's tricky. And the only suggestion I can say to you, particularly if you're in a situation where they have to let go of a relationship, is perhaps you shouldn't be going back and forth with them until they absolutely have delivered on their promise, because otherwise you're going to torment yourself. If it's their friends and family, then it is about, again, putting your boundaries around qualifying with them. Who are you having the relationship with? We should be putting our relationship first and having trust in each other. And if they can't do that because they're continuing to listen to friends and family, then actually the same method is correct in those set of circumstances, that you put your boundaries and you don't. Otherwise, you just could be having this yo-yo for several weeks, if not several months. Hence, probably why in the third week you're getting exasperated and you're shown as being tired because of this kind of outside thing that would be simpler if it wasn't there. That I get a lot of you feeling like you just want to have a break or want to separate from this. And I have to say, I think it's a good idea. It's a really, really, really good idea, because you do get what you want. I get here in the last week, and because I feel that most of you will do that, because it becomes tiring. I get you speaking your truth. I get that it's maybe hard for you to say. It's hard to hear. I think if it's not, and it's the other way around, where you're allowing the interference, you do expect your love interest to come back to you and say, until you do this, this, and this, I can't do this. Like, it's needed, because ultimately you get a healthier relationship with that person, or anybody, if you can remove the opinions of others or the relationship that you're in or that they're in. It's like a no-brainer. So this month doesn't have a complete conclusion, other than you will get tired, or the situation becomes tiring for the other person. It does look like you end up splitting, but it's not a negative, it's a positive, because if that splitting leads to permanent positive change, you win. And you stop this yo-yoing, or the toxicity, or the complications that only really are going to affect your mental well-being. So I hope that's been insightful, so that you can see this. Obviously, because I've said this, you could start that process week 1 and avoid some of the yo-yoing. But maybe you need to get to the point of exhaustion with it, so that you can see that the only route to go is the boundaries one. I hope that's been helpful, gorgeous people. You all have the best October that you can for yourselves. Put yourselves first. And I'll be back again next month with how this plays out even more. So you take care. If you'd like to have a private with me about your own personal circumstances, the links to my services are just down below. Take care, everybody, and I'll be back again next month.